The rhythmic sound of the South Atlantic waves crashing against the shores of the Itaguaí Naval Complex in Rio de Janeiro serves as more than just a background to daily operations. It is the heartbeat of a nation's most ambitious technological endeavor. For decades, the concept of a sovereign maritime presence has been a cornerstone of Brazilian defense policy. Yet it is through the Submarine Development Program, widely known as ProSub, that this vision is transitioning from theoretical doctrine into a formidable underwater reality. This initiative represents a sophisticated synthesis of international cooperation and indigenous innovation aimed at safeguarding what the Brazilian Navy calls the Blue Amazon. This vast maritime territory, spanning over 4.5 million square kilometers, holds the key to the nation's economic future, housing the immense pre-salt oil reserves and serving as the primary corridor for 95% of its international trade. The strategic necessity for such a project stems from a clear-eyed assessment of global maritime dynamics. While Brazil is historically a peaceful nation, the sheer scale of its maritime resources demands a deterrent capability that is both credible and technologically superior. The Blue Amazon is not merely a geographic designation, but a vital economic engine that requires a modern, silent, and lethal shield. This is where ProSub provides the solution, structured around two primary pillars: the construction of 4 conventional diesel-electric submarines based on the French Scorpène-class design and the ultimate crowning achievement of the program, the development of the first Brazilian nuclear-powered attack submarine, the Álvaro Alberto. The initial phase of the program has already yielded tangible results that have significantly altered the naval balance in the South Atlantic. The Riachuelo and the Humaita are currently operational, marking a significant upgrade from the previous Tupi-class vessels. These Brazilian-built Scorpène-class submarines, designated as SBR, are notably larger than the standard French design. They were specifically modified to include an additional section for fuel, food, and crew accommodations, extending their patrol endurance to match the vast distances of the Brazilian coastline. The third vessel of the series, the Tonelero, was launched in early 2024 in a high-profile ceremony attended by the heads of state of both Brazil and France, emphasizing the strategic partnership that underpins the transfer of technology. As the 4th conventional submarine, the Angostura, nears its launch date in late 2025 or early 2026, the focus of the Brazilian defense establishment is shifting toward the most complex engineering challenge in the country's history. The SN-BR Álvaro Alberto represents a technological leap that few nations have ever attempted. By pursuing a nuclear-powered attack submarine, Brazil is positioning itself to join an elite group of nations, currently consisting only of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council and India, that operate such advanced platforms. The primary advantage of nuclear propulsion lies in its near-infinite endurance. Unlike conventional submarines that must surface or use a snorkel periodically to recharge batteries using diesel engines, a process that makes them vulnerable to detection, a nuclear submarine can remain submerged for months, limited only by the food supply for the crew and the mental endurance of the sailors. In the context of the South Atlantic, this allows the Álvaro Alberto to transit at high speeds over thousands of nautical miles without ever revealing its position, providing a level of stealth and deterrence that no conventional fleet could match. Critically, the development of the nuclear reactor is a purely sovereign effort. While the hull design and general submarine technology benefit from the partnership with the French naval group, the nuclear propulsion plant is being developed by Brazilian scientists and engineers at the Laboratory of Nuclear Power Generation, located at the Aramar Experimental Center. Brazil has successfully mastered the complete nuclear fuel cycle, a feat that allows it to produce its own fuel for the reactor. This independence is vital for national sovereignty, ensuring that the operation of the nation's most strategic asset is not dependent on foreign supply chains or political shifts. The project adheres strictly to international non-proliferation standards, with Brazil working closely with the International Atomic Energy Agency to ensure that the nuclear material is used exclusively for naval propulsion and not for weaponry. The financial commitment required for ProSub is substantial, reflecting the high stakes of maritime sovereignty. The program involves a total investment estimated at several billion United States dollars, spread over more than 2 decades. However, this expenditure is viewed not just as a defense cost, but as a catalyst for national industrial development. The program has generated more than 60,000 direct and indirect jobs and has integrated over 700 Brazilian companies into its supply chain. The technological spin-offs are significant as the precision engineering, advanced materials science, and complex systems integration required for a submarine are being transferred into the broader civilian economy. This dual-use nature of the investment ensures that the benefits of ProSub extend far beyond the naval docks of Itaguaí. Furthermore, the program addresses a critical geopolitical reality. As the world's attention increasingly turns toward the security of maritime supply chains and the protection of underwater infrastructure, such as fiber optic cables and energy pipelines, Brazil's ability to monitor and protect its waters is a prerequisite for its status as a regional power. The Álvaro Alberto will act as a silent guardian of the pre-salt fields, which are expected to make Brazil one of the world's top 5 oil producers. In an era where resource competition is intensifying, the ability to project power beneath the surface is the ultimate insurance policy for national wealth. The timeline for the completion of the SN-BR Álvaro Alberto is ambitious, with the vessel expected to begin its sea trials in the early 2030s. The current phase involves the integration of the nuclear reactor into a land-based prototype to test all systems before they are installed in the submarine's hull. This methodical approach ensures that when the vessel finally dives into the depths of the Atlantic, it will do so with a degree of safety and reliability that meets the highest global standards. The success of the program to date, characterized by the successful delivery and operation of the Riachuelo-class vessels, provides a strong foundation for confidence in this final, most difficult stage. In conclusion, ProSub is much more than a mere procurement of naval hardware. It is a profound statement of national intent and a demonstration of Brazil's capacity to master the most demanding technologies of the modern age. By securing the Blue Amazon through a mix of conventional stealth and nuclear endurance, Brazil is ensuring that its vast maritime resources remain under its own control, free from external coercion. The transition from the Scorpène-class to the Álvaro Alberto is the physical manifestation of a nation moving toward its destiny as a major maritime power. As the program enters its most critical years, the eyes of the global defense community remain fixed on Brazil, witnessing the birth of a new era in South Atlantic security.